So Bezrat Hashem, we're back in the Limud, 26th of Tishrei, Monday, the second day of the week of Parashat Shabbat, Parashat Noah. Bezrat Hashem, we're back in Halachot Shabbat, starting a new Siman, Reish Mem Vav, Dinei Hash'ala ve'askara le'en Yehudi b'Shabbat. If a goy borrows something from you, or you're renting something to a goy, on Shabbat, obviously we're talking about items that will be recognized that it belongs to a Jew, and that's what we're going to be talking about. And there's 5 halachot in Shulchan Aruch describing where would be allowed to lend or to rent to a goy if your items.
Because Rabbi, this is the new on top, right?
Reish Mem Vav, yeah, Aleph. Reish Mem Vav, page 16.
Aleph, so not Vav. Okay.
No, Vav is what we did last time. We finished the what's his name? Shulchan Aruch. Okay, Moshe, read the first halakha. So the first rule is it's allowed, permitted to lend items and to rent items, physical, tangible items to a goy on Shabbat. Even though he's going to take the item and he's going to do work on it with it on Shabbat. Why is that allowed? So we say like this. The Torah obligates us that our animals that belong to us, they are to also have Shabbat. Meaning, I cannot have my donkey that mills my flour continue working on Shabbat. I can't. Meaning, today, Baruch Hashem, we have everything automatic, machines. So if you have machines, everything is working fine on its own, let it be. On Shabbat. No, machines today. Everything automatic. In the factory, you have in your house, a machine takes grain, releases a certain amount of grain, and the machine grinds it. On Shabbat would be allowed. Why? Because I don't have an obligation for my objects, tangible objects, to have rest on Shabbat. I don't have an obligation. Meaning that's why on Shabbat your hot plate warms up your your cholent or your suvo. Why? Because it's working. It's okay because you don't have obligation in the Torah to have shvita, to have rest on your dishes. However, on an animal, yes, if my animal walks around a donkey, carries the load to grind the grind the flour, the wheat, I will have to obligate it to take him out of it on Shabbat. Because the Torah obligates my animals to have Shabbat. However, my dishes, anything that's tangible, my car does not have to keep Shabbat. So therefore, if my car is rented to a goy, and he wants to do taxi driving or Uber driving, whatever he wants to do on Shabbat with my car, everybody knows this. It says on it, Rabbi Sofer's car. Right? And the goy rents it. So halacha, he says, lechatchila, le'halacha, according to the law, you are not obligated to not have your Rabbi Sofer's car driving around on Shabbat. As long as you're not driving it. The goy is not doing it for you, he's renting it from you. Or he borrowed it. Allowed. Continue.
Let's see.
You came to the right place. Habibi. Who told you you have to read my mind or Shulchan Aruch up front? You can say, you're recording here. You can't talk Shulchan Aruch before everybody else. Shulchan Aruch, let them say it. Okay, good. Okay, good. Yeah, of course. Yes. Moshe, בכבוד.
ויש אומרים, דחלים שעושים בהם מלאכה, כגון מררשה.
וכיוצא
בה, אסור להזכיר לאינו יהודי בערב שבת.
However, some disagree. So it tells you, Maran tells you the halakha. But then he tells you there are people not so easy. If there is actual tangible job being performed by these items, like a mill, a goy, you cannot rent it to a goy. The macharisha cannot be rented to a goy. Or anything that's similar. So Mishnah Berurah will tell us what is similar to that. I think it's good to look right now because just to cheat a little bit. Look at the bottom over there in Mishnah Berurah, Seif Katan Bet. What else is prohibited according to those opinions? Kigon Rechaim כגון רחיים וכל כלי אומנות הראש. Oh. So the Rosh, Shitat HaRosh says, anything that is used by a professionals, the professional items that people use for performing tasks with, that you cannot give to a guy to work with on Shabbat. Okay? That's Rosh. Va'ed b'sifri, so he's talking about a grinding mill or let's say pressing wine, a wine presser or oil presser. You cannot give it to a goy or rent it to a goy to work on Shabbat with. Okay, we'll see. And Rosh, that's the Rosh Shita Rosh. Continues Mishnah Berurah. You were there with me on that line? No, Mishnah Berurah is in the bottom here, Habibi. Bottom. V'chayotze ba. You see number 2? V'chayotze ba. Are you there, Zohar? Are you Chayotze ba? Zohar, are you with us?
It's bet.
There, third line from the bottom, Mishnah Berurah. V'chayotze ba. Anything else that's similar?
Yeah.
Anything that is used to perform a task with that cannot be rented to a goy. So he's saying kegon rechaim, like a mill, v'chol klei umanut, and everything else, says Rosh, that is a professional worker does. Let's say shoemaker and all those things that they use for their physical work, labor. So continues the Mishnah Berurah. V'ayin b'pri megadim, d'hu adin kelim she'en osim ba'atzman melacha. And now, not only the items that do the work on their own, anything else that does not perform a job on its own, also not allowed to give to a goy. Kegon, gigit she'ashechar na'asaba. Even where they step on, you know that place where they make beer, all these things like barrels or something that they make beer with. Even a dish, a big dish, where they make big parties, they cook for big parties. So it says over there, in Pri Megadim as Mahmir, not also give it to a goy. Okay? כיוון שעל כל פנים, האינו יהודי עושה בהן מלאכה, מחזיק שלוחו של ישראל. הנה רבי יום טוב's question. Rabbi Yom Tov jumped up front. He says, no. If everybody knows this is Rabbi Sofer's car, or everybody knows this is Rabbi Sofer's pot, what do you mean? How can you do that? It looks like you'd hired a guy to do a job for you. And we have a problem with that. We already spoke about
לא רק זה, אם האוטו עבר ואתה יכול ספקות, מה, הרב נוהג, זה כבר לא...
ולא בא הרב רבינו יונה למעוטה, אלא כשמזכיר לו חלוק וטלית, כגמנה איזה כלי שאין עומד לעשות במלאכה. זה מותר להזכיר לו אפילו בערב שבת. So he says, however, renting to him a jacket that, you don't do work with it. Let's say you rent out tuxedos. Nobody works with tuxedos, right? Or certain garments or whatever that the guy is renting from you for that event. Let's say you're renting customs where right now Halloween, crazy people, they dress up celebrating murder. These people are crazy, celebrating murder. That's what the guy is all about. Shem Erachem. So now, but so they come to you. So those kelim, it's also called kelim. They're clothing, right? That people do business with. So he says it's okay because this items they don't make. You don't perform work with them. You don't do tasks with them. Over there, we said a car would be a problem. So that Yesh Omrim is saying anything that you could actually use the item to do an actual job on Shabbat, like perform a professional job or some sort of, so that would be actually asur according to the Yesh Omrim. Halacha, Shulchan Aruch says mutar. Halacha is mutar. Yesh Omrim, meaning that there is going to be speculation and all these things. Everything, obviously, the Shulchan Aruch will continue here. Let's go back to the Shulchan Aruch. The word is asur. Anything that looks similar. That's what we just cheated in Mishnah Berurah to tell us what are we talking about. So again, according to the Yesh Omrim in Shulchan Aruch, anything that could be performed a task with that would actually be asur for a Jew to do, a Jew can wear a costume on Shabbat. He's not doing any asur. All of a sudden, the guy comes to shul Friday night dressed like Johnny Depp, the pirate.
No, אם פורים בשבת, מה תעשה?
לא פורים, אין פורים בשבת. אבל בוא נגיד, he came in like a Johnny Depp dressed. Okay, so he's a crazy guy, a little bit. Even in that case, remember what we said in the morning, we can't say that anymore. We're learning. We're getting better, B'ezrat Hashem. We can't judge anybody in any aspect. So he comes in and he dressed like a clown. Okay, he's dressed like a clown. For whatever reason he's dressed, maybe his kids want him to see when he comes home. You have to give him right away. Dan lekav zechut. You have to find a reason. He has a cancer child, maybe. You don't know about it. Or some different sickness. And his child wants him to come home on Shabbat. He had a dream, his father coming in dressed like Johnny Depp. What are you going to do?
Dress up like Johnny Depp.
Dress up like Johnny Depp, and you come home and you satisfy the child. Everybody's going to make fun of this guy. Everybody should learn Musar. Don't make fun of Jews. You never know. You never know. You never know what's happening in people's world. Don't judge anybody until you get into his place. You don't know what's going on with his wife. Maybe his wife told him, you know what, Habibi, you were away for 3-4 days. I don't want to go to bed with you. And then he asks her, what can we do to amend it? So she says, dress like Johnny Depp one time. She's a crazy woman. She's a crazy woman.
No, she wanted her husband to give her.
So the husband is, you know what? He went to a Rav. He went to a Rav, and the Rav says, "Oh, yeah, okay. What are you gonna do? You have a crazy wife. What should you do? Divorce? No, it's not worth to get divorced. Let's put some old things like that. I mean, she has to learn midot to avoid. She's a shara'ah. She's an evil woman, as we said already before. Not appreciating her husband, but sometimes crazy things have to be done. Okay." So he says here, asur le'askir. So now, the clothing, it's not something that you do work with. You get paid wearing, some people get paid wearing crazy costume in Disney World, right? There's a Jew working there. What should he do? He gets paid. But that's not called melacha. It's not literally chilul Shabbat. You're wearing a clothing. So that's where Pri Megadim.
Like a businessman wearing a suit.
He's wearing.
He's
no,
working
but again, but
job.
You're right, but that's not the point. The point is, any item that makes an actual isur melacha, that will be not allowed to rent to goy at Shabbat according to Yesh Omrim. Remember, Shulchan Aruch did not differentiate. He says first halacha yes, and then he's bringing you the opinion that says it's asur. So here, asur le'askir. Read the word asur, the last word on the line. Asur le'askir. Shulchan Aruch. I told you, Mishnah Berurah we read after we read the Simon. Asur le'askir le'ena Yehudi be'erev Shabbat. Good. And on Erev Shabbat, you're prohibited to rent all those items that the work is performed with. Okay? However, ubayom, even to those yesh omrim. So read the first line. Continue the first line. Ubayom. No, the first line, Habibi, right here. Ubayom hashmishi.
Yes.
Ubayom hamishi.
Okay. Ubayom חמישי מותר להזכיר לו.
Oh, so what's happening here? A guy came and if he wants to rent it Erev Shabbat mamash, not allowed. You rent cars. Let's say you have a rental car, and the guy wants to use it for Uber. He's here in town. Your rental car is cheaper than Uber, $20 a day in the business. So he wants to make money on Uber. He comes in. If he's coming to you Erev Shabbat, not allowed to rent it.
ערב שבת.
Erev Shabbat.
חמישי, no problem.
He says Hamishi, no problem.
Thursday night,
Mutar le'askir lo. However, we're talking about the second opinion, the Yesh Omrim. Continue. Ubilvad.
ובלבד שלא ייטול סכך שבת
Ela behavla'a.
אלא בהבלעה.
Behavla'a. Oh, so he says, as long as you are not, you're collecting rent for Shabbat, not we're talking about you don't give it away for free, but it's behavla'a. It's a package deal.
For the whole week.
For the whole week. 3, 4, 5 days, including the Shabbat. So technically, you're offsetting the Shabbat day, including it in the other days.
But if it's only for Shabbat.
Only Erev Shabbat, no. Beginning Erev Shabbat also
only
no.
for Shabbat. חמישה, I want only for Shabbat.
Okay, good question. Let's continue. כגון.
כגון
What is that?
שיזכיר לא לחודש או לשבוע.
So you're renting it to him for a month or a week, not a problem. ולהשאיר לו.
ולהשאיר לו מותר אפילו בערב שבת.
The whole point, so we're learning now, even according to the second opinion, where they say you're not allowed to rent them Erev Shabbat. However, if a goy comes and says, can I borrow your car for Shabbat? I want to make money. I know you have a taxi. I want to make money. Can I borrow it? Mutar. So the rabbi says here, even Erev Shabbat, you're allowed to allow to him, because the all Isur is where you collecting money for it.
Oh,
You're not getting money. You give him like a
give it to him.
gift, but you're
so
making
you're not
chesed
making
with
money. You're
going.
doing chesed by lending it to him?
Yeah.
So you're not making money.
You're not making money.
You're
you're
making
giving
chesed with going.
So now you're gonna have other problems.
I know, but then
Maritain still. See,
Maritain,
Rabbi
that you could
Rabbi
say-
Moshe is not satisfied. Yom Tov, you backed out. Baruch Hashem, I calmed you down. Moshe got excited now. Wait a minute. But it says Rabbi Sofer's taxi. How can you work on Shabbat with it? If I rent it to him, Asur. Why? Because people are going to say,
By making money.
money, you hired him for Shabbat. How about, why am I allowed to give it to him as a loan? That's why we have a beautiful Mishnah Berurah. But before that, let's see what the Ramah says, what the Ashkenazim say. Let's see. Baruchim Abayim.
What kind of business? Renting him with what kind of business?
So if you rent a car, we said specifically for Shabbat, you make money Asur. For the whole week, for a whole month, Mutar. Right? Anything that will be anything that, not just the car, anything, any item that you make a physical labor with, that it's Asur for you to work on Shabbat, you're not allowed to, the second opinion in Shulchan Aruch, you're not allowed to give it to a goy to do the work with. As long as the whole problem is you making money off of it. Okay?
So if you give it to him for free,
Yeah. Giving it to him for free for Shabbat specifically, even the second opinion in Shulchan Aruch is also mutar. Right. And Moshe is upset. What is going on here? If you tell me the whole thing is suspicion, why are we not suspecting now that you're giving it to him for free? Still, the suspicion is still there. People don't know what you deal with the goy is. Good. Okay. Let's go to the Achenu Ashkenazim. Somebody said yesterday something beautiful. I asked my children, I cannot tell my children not to marry Ashkenazim. But I asked them, do me a favor, we're Sfaradim. Halacha says everyone should marry their own. Yeah, PC police. Rabbi, how dare you? Yeah, I said to my children, please don't marry Ashkenazim. Please don't. Don't, man, it's not us. Leave us alone. We don't want to have fights. We don't need to have, we don't want to have constant, battle. I go to my in-laws come to me. Rice is allowed on Shabbat, on Pesach. Not allowed on Pesach. Who needs all this balagan? Who needs it? Oh, Rabbi, but they fell in love. Do me a favor, fall in love with your own neighbors. That's what neighbors are here for. Why? It's actually halacha, musar. Hilchot musar tell us a person should have his children marry in the neighborhood, wherever you live. Everybody's with the same mindset. Go get married. Different mindsets. What are you getting married for? And then everybody asks why we have so many fights. Today I promote as little as I'm very practical. Let's not be fools. So somebody said to me something beautiful out of this world. He says, how you know Sephardi should not marry Ashkenazi? Very simple. It says Achenu Ashkenazim in every halacha you learn. And nobody gets married to the brothers. You don't marry your brother or your sister. You hear, Zar? You like that joke? Baruch Hashem. Anyway. So, Rema, V'chenika, Kasvara Achrona. Wow. So, Rema, right away, Zohar, you want to read? Moshe stepped out for a second. No?
we are by.
Rema, we are by Haga. Second line in Shulchan Aruch, in page 9. Page 10. V'chenikar. You see in page 10, the V'chenikar? Second line on page 10.
I'm sorry. The small here.
Acharona. Good. So according to Rema, the Yeshomrim, the second Yeshomrim is the halacha. Jumps in the Rema right away, says that's how we hold. Okay? By us, I don't know if you have Ish Mazliach in your hand, but over here, so over here, number 1. V'chen nireh da'at abirkei Yosef v'akaf ha'chaim. And right away, Ish Mazliach says not just Ashkenazim hold of this opinion, second opinion, Also Sephardim, Kaf HaChaim also holds like this. ובספר מנוחת אהבה, כתב שלספרדים יש להורות כדברי מרן. So if any Sephardi comes to you and asks you, Rabbi, what should I do in this instance? Should I be more machmir like Ashkenazim, like the Yesh Omrim of the second opinion in the Maran? But Menuchat Ahava says no. When a Sephardi comes to a Rav and asks him the question, the Rav should paskin like Maran Beit Yosef, Shulchan Aruch. However, when a person learned already halacha himself and he wants to be more stringent on himself, he will get a blessing, and of course, blessing from a Rama, it's for sure not smaller blessing than from Rav Ovadia Yosef. For sure not. Rama was 400 plus 500 years ago. Rav Ovadia was just recently. Everybody will die to have a bracha from Rav Ovadia Yosef, right? People pay thousands of dollars to bring Rabbi Yitzchak Yosef here. Thousands of dollars on Rabbi David. They're going to give donations to the yeshiva. They're going to bring him here for people will lay out a lot of money. So Ramai is telling you to be machmir. Even Kaf HaChaim tells you to be machmir. So if a person understands and he can afford to be machmir, obviously the machmir to be better, to be more stringent. If you could afford it. If a person this is his livelihood, you're going to be telling him to be mahmir, and then he has to be, his children cannot get a nice backpack with the wheels. Haram. You know those backpacks with the wheels? It costs a little bit more money. Why should the children break their break? I don't understand this. Children have to carry 3-4 books. You know those books? Yeah, I want to see you carry those books. Every parent, I tell my wife all the time, buy my kids with the wheels. What's the backpacks with the wheels? This is the safest thing for a child.
I can't hear well. Carry what?
I'm saying a person is going to be machmir and can't afford nice things for his children. So what's he going to gain? Yeah, to be machmir.
Able to afford what?
Why? Because he's machmir. He does not make business. So the Kaf HaChaim says to be machmir. So now he's going to be less money coming into the house.
Yeah, but you're still doing something wrong.
You're not doing anything wrong. Hold on.
You're renting a car. We're still talking about renting
the car. Yeah.
To make more money on Shabbat.
Not just Shabbat. Again, he says the mutar. Allah says mutar.
If you give them
you want to be machmir on yourself. That's the bottom line. If you could afford it. Even if you can't afford it so well, if you're sitting well, don't be machmir. That's the bottom line is. We can't impose on people to, to diminish their lifestyles or something. The guy becomes religious.
That's fine.
Okay, that's what we're talking about. But again, halacha mutar, yesh omrim, and Rama is.
So you can give your car to somebody if you're not making money on it on Shabbat.
No, Shulchan Aruch tells you. Shulchan Aruch says. Shulchan Aruch says erev Shabbat you shouldn't give.
Yes.
Yom Hamishi, everybody gives. Okay, but now.
If then even on Shabbat, erev Shabbat you could do it. You just said it over here. בערב שבת, ויום חמישי מותר להזכיר,
ובלבד שלא ייטול את שכר שבת.
ולהשאיל לא מותר אפילו בערב שבת.
No, so there's no profit.
Okay, so but you're still renting the car, you're still giving the car away?
You're giving the car away is not a problem.
Fine, but your name is on the car.
Good, you may as well make
I don't know, how do people not know that this guy, look, he's renting the car now. I don't know.
Till now, maybe we'll see Mishnah Berurah, maybe we'll explain to us, we'll see inside. But till now, if you remember, we all spoke about where there's actual labor and physical labor done to a property or something. Where people will come, right, over here.
Like a combine,
over
like
here,
tractor,
a tractor, let's say, it's a beautiful thing. Beautiful idea.
Truck,
everybody knows it's yours, but people, it's not working for you. Like, remember, there's also, even in the bniyah, even in the physical, tangible structure, we said as long as it's not done in front of your house, he's allowed to do it in his property. Okay? So here maybe the same concept.
Because
I'm renting trucks. I'm taking rent trucks, right? I'm renting trucks. And Erev Shabbat, a guy comes to me and says, I want to rent a truck for you. I want to work Davka Shabbat. What's your business?
Nothing.
I want to work on Saturday. You know why I want to work on Sunday? Because I work 6 days a week like a donkey. A guy works like a donkey.
The same like you working Sunday, and the guy is not working Sunday.
Jew works like an ox. Goy works like a donkey that he is. So he wants to work on Shabbat with this tractor. There are bobcats. You know the bobcats? People rent bobcats. What do you want?
Yeah.
And he wants to dig on Shabbat. It's a good business.
It's a good business.
Okay. And the machine costs $3,000, and you could charge actually $3,000 for a week. It's amazing. Moshe.
Yeah,
The
Bobcat
Bobcat
is
is the
ridiculous.
most cheapest tractor. Right? Bobcat. You know what a Bobcat is? Bobcat is a small, like, lift, then you could dig
Yes,
with it.
yes.
That's the most cheapest thing there is. But renting it is more expensive than buying it. It's amazing.
Most of the thing, the thing is,
It's like
I rented one long time ago.
Yeah.
What it costs to rent, you could buy one. I mean,
Yeah.
it's for sure costs more.
Not
but
for sure. Not for
no,
sure. You'd be
I mean,
surprised.
if you rent it 10 times, you could buy a new one for yourself.
Like the skill saw, you could buy a skill saw for $40. They're renting it for $25 a day. Amazing. It's amazing. People are foolish. They go buy. I mean, again, it depends.
This is American.
It's not only that, it's $40 and then you pay another $150 for the battery.
The
and
blade,
charger.
for the blade.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Anyway.
The catch on the battery and the charger.
Yeah, for sure. I had to. Baruch Hashem. Okay. Next. לכן ניכר כסברה האחרונה. So Rama says to be machmir. Shulchan Aruch says no. If this is his business, if the guy wants to come to you, I'm going back, third line, still in third line in Mishnah Berurah, Shulchan Aruch, and we're back in the Rama. Continue, Ravi Zohar, mutar, ומותר להשאיר לו.
מותר להשאיר לו...
זוהר, תן זוהר.
What's the mutar? Let's see.
What do you mean?
מותר.
Yeah.
מותר להשאיל לו וערב שבת.
So first Rama says you should not rent him בערב Shabbat, but
אף על פי שמתנה שאינו יהודי יחזור וישאיל לו.
okay. So he says, however, this is the chidush. Rama says you're allowed to give it as a borrow on Erev Shabbat to a goy. אף על פי שמתנה שאינו היהודי יחזור וישאיל לו. ולא אמרינו בקייגמנה דהווה כסחירות. I don't understand this. What am I saying? אף על פי, even though he makes a condition שאינו יהודי יחזור וישאיל לו. So you're renting it to a goy, you're giving it to a goy.
ואתה
condition-
עושה קונדישן שהגוי יחזיר את זה, לא יהודי יחזיר.
No, וישאיל לו. That the Jew has to, what? Borrow it back? I don't understand. יחזור וישאיל לו. שאין היהודי יחזור וישאיל לו. So he's going to come back and ask it again? How do you read that?
So,
לא אמרינן, and let's just continue, ולא אמרינן,
אמרינן בכלל כוונה דהווה
כסחירות.
כסחירות.
And we don't say over here the question of Moshe, wait a minute. You told me renting is not allowed because Marida'ayin, right? But borrowing, it's the same thing. Marida'ayin, same question. People don't know the whole world. So he says there is a condition. Rama says where it's allowed. It's allowed to be, you're allowed to give him, to lend it to him on Friday. Even though you make a condition that the goy is going to lend it back to you. Yeah. So let's just quickly cheat and look at Dalet in the Mishnah Berurah. Siv Katan Dalet. It's a fourth line on page 10 in Mishnah Berurah. You see it? Dalet. Ulahashilo. It's talking about you are lending it to him. And why is that allowed? Since there is no, you with me, Moshe? Mm-hmm. Since there is no physical profit for a Jew at all, lo yomru shulcho hu lazeh. Here they will not say, he's his messenger. And therefore you're allowed to lend it to him even on Shabbat, lichut, even just on Shabbat, not even Friday. Even a tractor, you're allowed to lend it to him on Shabbat, meaning he's coming to you on Shabbat and take it. Also will be allowed.
On Shabbat.
On Shabbat itself. Here, there's a difference between the day before Shabbat, and then there is Shabbat. So now we have Thursday, Friday, Shabbat, all different days. And there's different halachot connected to each other. So Rama says, that we are allowed to lend it to him on Shabbat. So a goy comes to you, knocks to you. I need a tractor for Shabbat. Here's the key. Go do whatever you want. Take the key. Okay. So far that's clear, because it's clear to everybody that that's what you do. That's what we have to say. We have to say that it's clear that you're in the business of lending. You're in the business of lending. To go to a Jew, anybody wants from you to lend, and you're not making business or whatever. Lechoira. Maybe you're just talking about two different people. Because if you're in the business for making money, there could be a problem. Because now if a guy comes to you on Shabbat and takes it from you, maybe that would be...
אתה יכול להיות, אבל לא לחייב אותו על שבת. זה לקוח קבוע, הוא בא כל פעם, לוקח.
So how do you still, I hear what your point is. You're saying if it's your, you don't want to lose
אז הוא בא יום אחד שבת, אומר לך, תשמע, יש לי הצפה, אני תקוע. אז גם אם אתה בדרך לבית כנסת, אתה אומר לו, הנה, הטרקטור שמה, קח אותו.
Right, so if he has a flood, his emergency, he's coming to you on Shabbat.
אתה לא לוקח כסף, לא כלום, הטרקטור שמה, תעשה
זה בסדר, הבעיה יצא אנשים
זה מה שאמרתי קודם, אנשים רואים.
ואם אנשים לפני את זה יודע, אתה לא אזכיר דברים כאלה, אז זה רק אתה נותן לאנשים מהצד.
Good. So maybe Mishnah Berurah in the hay. Look at them, hey, everybody with me? Hey in the next line. ולא אמרינן. We don't say there that it's a schar Shabbat. היינו, שאף שאינו משילו חינם כי אם בשכר שיש אלינו אחר כך. Even though you're going to come and demand, he comes to you on Shabbat and he says, give me the tractor, I have a flood, like you said. So you're allowed to lend it to him for Shabbat. Even though you didn't say there's a price. You told him, yeah, take it. Says it's going to be mutar, בכל מקום, כיוון דלה הווה בדרך שכירות ממש, לומר, אתן לך כך וכדי שישענני, כלי שלך. After Shabbat, you're demanding money for it. He used your item on Shabbat. He says, also going to be mutar, says Mishnah Berurah. Why? Because you didn't make a deal before Shabbat. You didn't make a deal before you lent it to him. You know what's happening here? A guy comes to you and says, I need a tractor. Yeah, you could take it right now, go. No business. He took it and he went and he fixed what he needs to fix. According to Mishnah Berurah, it's allowed even tomorrow to take money for it. Because technically, you this money, even though it's coming to you because of Shabbat, right? Because you borrowed it on Shabbat, but you did not, the whole is another element we're learning here. Remember, it's all about
what'd you say?
What talking. Are you initiating business because of Shabbat? No, I didn't initiate any business. He came and he took the tractor. Good, he took the tractor. After Shabbat, Habibi, everybody who takes the tractor pays $175, $200, whatever the fee is, right? So now pay. Mutar, it says. Shari, Bet Yosef, Vayem Biyur Halacha. Here. The Bet Yosef is even Shulchan Aruch agrees with that. Because there was no discussion of money. However, Ish Mazliach is saying something else. Let's see. Number 2. ודעת התוספות והר"ן להחמיר גם בזה. However, the תוספות and הר"ן, one of the ראשונים, כתב also כף החיים, says first be מחמיר, so should be stringent about that, not to take anything. וכתב כף החיים, so כף החיים wrote, דאיך דאפשר יש להחמיר, same thing, he agrees with תוספות and ר"ן, if it's possible for you, it's not breaking your bank, right? He enjoyed your tractor, but it's not breaking your back. It's not going to kill you. It's better to let it go. You know, it's very suspicious. You took $300 for the day on Shabbat. Says if you could afford it, don't take it. However, most rabbis disagree with Kaf HaChaim. Says, what do you mean? Remember, there's another problem here. The Gemara says clearly, you're not allowed to give pleasure to a goy in any instance. Because they're doing Avodah Zarah. You have to do something special for the Jews. What is special for the Jews? That's why interest, you're allowed to take a goy. Why you allowed to take interest from a goy? If you look in Minchat Chinuch, he explains. Beautiful. Why are we allowed to take interest from a goy? Because you're not allowed to lend him without interest. Because you have to show that the Jew you give without interest, that there is something special about being part of the Jewish nation. A goy, charge him. Maybe that's one way that we do missionary work. A Jew, you're prohibited to take interest. What are we telling the goy? Ya Achbal, become a Jew. What are you sitting there? And the Gemara actually says, we are a nation that don't push Goyim to become Jews. The Gemara says this bunch of barbarian crooks, how they see so many Jews and they're not becoming Jewish. The Gemara has a ta'ana. Hashem will have ta'ana to the Goyim. You saw my children resting. Look at this. A whole October we rested. You Goyim love rest. You create a day, you call it a Labor Day, and you don't work. You're resting on a Labor Day, you temple. You're so crazy. The Gemara says you're so crazy. You see Jews have so much pleasure in this world. From their wives, from their children, from their resting day, from their earnings. And you not becoming Jewish, something's wrong with you. So here the same thing says that Chumra Yetera, what do you mean? A goy came and borrowed something from you? Charge him! Because to a Jew you shouldn't charge. To a goy you should charge. The Torah tells us you cannot do favors to a goy unless there's a favor coming back. Bribery. Okay, that's part of bribery. That's welcome. But to stamp to a goy, give out. I give out liquors over here to the gate. I come to the gate, they treat me like a king. You don't understand. You don't understand. They treat me like a king over here. Nothing. I come into the gate, they look at me, hey, go. No questions asked. There was one guy there that actually started it up. I forgot, I didn't give him a liquor bottle yet. All right. So, let's finish over here. And B'ezrat Hashem, tomorrow we will start Mishnah Berurah, more elaboration, what is going on here. Baruch Adonai Olam, Amen, Amen. Whoever needs to make parnasa, go make parnasa benachat, b'shalva, b'simcha. Without any tzarot.
Amen, Rabbi.